This is the WCC Men's Basketball Championship from Las Vegas, semifinal Monday night just off the strip. And our first matchup, the number 4 seed, the Broncos of Santa Clara against the top seed, the regular season champs, number 23 ranked St. Mary's Gales, who went 15-1 in the regular season.
For Herb Zendek, and Carlos Marshall understands that this is a team that at times has underachieved this season with some head-scratching losses. They can erase all of those with 2 wins back-to-back here tonight and tomorrow.
So the top seed Gales against Santa Clara. St. Mary's has the ball first. St. Mary's last regular season game, their first loss in a long time, and Alex Dukas starts off. Mason Forbes isn't very capable, but Joshua Jefferson, one of the best players in this league, out for the rest of the year. Mitchell Saxon, all WCC player, finds Dukas open again, and he hits another 3. Well, that's a breakdown for Santa Clara.
Mitchell Saxon does such a great job of drawing attention, and you have to honor his ability to score on the block, but they have left Alex Dukas wide open on 2 straight possessions.
Adama Alpha Ball fed his big man, Christoph Tilley, who got fouled, did not dunk it home, but he will go to the free throw line.
And in a half-court set.
2 times St. Mary's had the ball. Tilley
see the length and the height, though, that Santa Clara has. They can play straight up on Mitchell Saxon. They've got multiple guys, and if they can wall up defensively, that helps them stay attached to the shooters.
Marshall drives and scores.
Is they're physical, and they're going to try to bring the fight to you. Can you bring the fight to them? And that was the challenge, I think, for the Broncos yesterday at practice and even coming into today's game.
Well, Saxon had a good look, got his own miss, and scores.
Second in the top 10.
Ball, tough shot for a talented player. O'Neal off the offensive rebound, wide open. He's a good shooter. Missed it short. Marshall comes away with a loose ball. His 2-point jumper is good.
See, that's the kind of aggressiveness that Santa Clara has got to bring to the table, Dave. Multiple offensive rebounds, extend out possessions.
Forbes down low, draws a foul.
And just incredible. When he inherited St. Mary's, they were
basketball history at all, and here they are just in a great position. Dukas slipped up. Guy in the starting lineup in place of Jefferson. Dukas high arcing 3, no good. Santa Clara got away with that on defense that time. Here's Marshall, little crossover move, another one for Carlos Marshall. Shot fake, had Dukas flying, and there's Saxon. What a block.
Great rotation, great length to disrupt at the rim.
And Marshallonis all the way to the basket. Nice move.
The Gales don't look to score in transition very often, but when they're opportunistic, and Marshallonis. Why are you doing something you don't do during the games, Randy?
They play like the slowest pace of any team in the country.
But man, they were running yesterday.
They were.
Oh man, he is feeling it. Utilizing the bounce to get into the rhythm of the shot.
Mahaney away from the basket, drives, and Mahaney lays it in.
There's no rotation on the help side. I drove a large circle. Yes.
And that 4th and final half in the head-to-head meetings, Broncos totally flipped the script. So that's kind of what we're looking for tonight, to see if they really did figure something out. Saxon got fouled.
Yeah, just good slip action. He came up. You stay on the glass and you take away the best total rebound percentage in the country as well. I mean, they do a lot front, containing the dribble, not allowing a seam that they could really attack there.
It's probably part of the reason why Luke Barrett came in relatively early in this game. Marshallonis.
Ooh.
What a move, and Marshallonis.
Oh my! His ankles need to get taped up a little bit better.
Kyrie Bryant.
Oh my goodness.
Went flying to the floor. Barrett following Marshall and doing a good job of sticking with him. Christian Hammond runner is good. Traveled.
That's the kind of defense, though, you have to play against Mitchell Saxon.
Bryan, no good. Marshallonis rebound, and the Gales pushing the tempo a little bit. Dukas trailing the 3. Good, Alex. We think it's his final go-around. He's had a lot of senior nights in Moraga over the years.
Has anyone ever had 3 senior nights? That's the question.
Dukas, who's been a great part of this program for a long time. Adama Alpha Ball got cut off. Tongue shoots the 3. It's good, the big man.
And what do they have to do to play their way in?
Well, first of all, when you look at Wake, I say, watching them, I think they're good enough. But whenever they've had an opportunity to back up between St. John's and New Mexico, Patino versus Patino.
Now that would really be something. Turnover, and Marciulionis on the break again. That's the second fast break bucket of this first half for the Gales.
Of an 8-9 game, which of course you want to avoid. I think they'll end up at the end of the day as a 7.
Really bad inbound pass there. Leads to Benjamin going all the way to lay it in.
I think what Santa Clara is playing like they want to see them in that
first round picks from the Broncos, and he thought that Herb was a big reason why.
Big guards, and he's done really well with those big guards. Pajemski's been awesome this year for the Warriors.
Dukas catch and shoot 3. Alex Dukas has hit 4 of those in the first half.
Dukas has been awesome.
Play.
Again, I'm surprised Dukas didn't take that.
Me too. Barrett will take the 3. That one was way off the mark from Luke Barrett.
He hesitated. He didn't shoot that one with confidence.
We watched him hesitate on several of those against the Zags in Moraga last week. Now Benjamin hits the floor hard. So 2 fouls for Marciulionis, player of the year in the conference.
Points. Getting to the free throw line is a good opportunity, but you got to make it.
Marciulionis out. Shot clock winded down. He gave it up. Howell open 3. Too strong. Long rebound. 1-on-2.
Pull this back out. Make sure you get a good possession.
Or a lob to Ensminger.
That was a great read.
Dukas found an opening, hits another 3. He's hit
shots where you're executing and you have good looks in rhythm. And he's taking contested look after contested look.
Forbes down low, 1 shot fake. Malcolm Forbes puts it in. I say Malcolm, made by Saxon, no whistle. Santa Clara players flying all over the floor. Gales have
got numbers.
Big time advantage, got to recognize. Dukas open, hits another one.
I mean, this is a show. Harry Wessels, they told us yesterday, on track to play in the NCAA tournament.
Oh my goodness, what a sloppy pass from Howell, and a great play by Christian Hammond to steal it away. Mahaney dribbling around on the perimeter. Double team came, he finds Barrett. Howell passed up an open shot. Mahaney will shoot the 3. That one no good. Barrett fights for the rebound and is fouled by Johnny O'Neal. That was good hustle from Luke Barrett.
Luke Barrett just all over the ring.
First free throw is good. Every region at 8 on Selection Sunday. The women's field of 6. Final half minute of the first half. Both free throws for Barrett, making an 8-point lead again for St. Mary's. Tilley drives to the basket. Tilley missed the shot. Thought that was going to be a chance for a 3-point play, but he is fouled and will go to the bench.
They're going to need somebody else.
Yeah, he has had one of his worst halves of the year. Second free throw no good. Shot clock off so the Gales can hold for the final look. Abe Mahaney's been a weird slow starter, hasn't he been? He's had a lot of quiet first halves. This has been another one. Screen from Saxon down to 5. Ball tipped out of bounds. So 4.4 on the clock.
4 in makes for the Broncos.
He's the inbounder. Jordan Ross catches the inbound pass. Ross finds Barrett. Did he get rid of it? He did not. It didn't go anyway. And the horn sounds. The first half comes to an end.
Off. But Dukas, he's been on fire.
Nobody else hit a 3 for St. Mary's. Not anybody else in that first half. Meanwhile, for Santa Clara, how do the Broncos get back in this thing?
Well, Carlos Marshall needs to get going. And Adama Alpha Ball, rather, excuse me. He needs to get going.
Stolen by Santa Clara. Johnny O'Neal, we almost didn't say his name in the first half. He had a great game in the quarterfinals. Here's O'Neal, 3. Good.
Say his name.
Don't turn it over. Forbes almost stole it away. Mason Forbes, good defensive player.
Here's that on-ball screen.
Benjamin. Mahaney got back and challenged the shot. Benjamin hit it anyway. Benjamin got away with, well, he tripped Saxon the moment before. He grabbed a fistful of jersey from Marciulionis, and they didn't call that. Mahaney 3. Abe Mahaney buries it.
You got to be
to more classic St. Mary's tempo. Mahaney with 2 defenders following him. Dukas Bounce pass to Saxon. Tongue trying to hang with him, and Saxon scores anyway. Not a very slow getting up. Duke is doesn't look real good right now.
Barrett's already at the table.
That's a concern. With all the injury problems that Alex Dukas has had. All right, looked a little better there, and he found Forbes for the dunk.
Mason organizes the workouts, like he schedules them, and then she literally will sit down with a paper and pen and talk about what they're going to do. 16 months just between the two of them. And they're very competitive.
Christian Hammond, he's had a nice game in some more extended minutes with the.
And went to double overtime to get to the championship game.
Caitlin Clark is about to graduate and move on after the tournament, and who knows? I mean, Juju Watkins might be the player in the women's game ready to take the baton. Mahaney, shot clock winding down. Aiden Mahaney hits another three.
The thing that drives you and I nuts is that every game we do, we're like, okay, we see these moments and we're like, where was this the entire first half?
He has been such a slow starter. Tyree Bryant, he's had a quiet game. Scores on this end for the Broncos.
Already Aiden.
The warm-up routine might need to be fiddled with.
I just think there's a better sense of urgency and a sense of purpose for him when he plays in the second half for whatever reason.
Saxon's just too big and strong. That's a tough match.
And unable to sustain stops, and St. Mary's is gaining momentum.
And Marshall had the quick start. Gales have really defended him well since then. There's the first bucket in a long time for Carlos Marshall.
You've got to play quicker. You've got to try to get out in front and not have to go against the half-court defense every single possession.
Forbes hammered going to the basket. Santa Clara was totally disorganized on defense there. Christian Hammond was just jumping up and down saying, would somebody come?
Probably do there, but
Forbes all around the rim, and you're playing against him. You got to make him earn it, and then you got to box out on the missed free throw. They didn't do it, and Luke Barrett will go to the line.
You got to initiate contact. Watch this. Just whoop. Okay. Thank you. I mean, take one step and box them out even more so, and then you get that offensive rebound. Instead, now they give up points.
Yeah, that cost them 2 points.
Empty possessions against the Gales will absolutely kill you, because then you have to lock back in, and you're going to have to defend into the last third of the shot clock once again.
A roll from Saxon to catch and the layup. Duke has found him.
Nashville. Kentucky had that great win over the weekend against Tennessee in Knoxville.
Marshall, bounce pass, and a foul. Saxon, that's going to be his fourth. So that's a big whistle. Can I editorialize for a moment?
Anything else?
That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Just want to make sure.
But they're the last team in the field. Both free throws missed. And
I saw them the other night knock off Arizona by 13 and looked really good in that game. Isaiah Collier playing with a level of aggressiveness and a desire at the defensive end of the floor.
Marshallonis goes to the basket, scores with a foul. The player of the year. Marshallonis makes a free for how he's guarded Marshall tonight. Made it tough on him there. Forced the miss. Marshall gets the offensive rebound and goes up and scores. And some pushing at the end of that play. Forbes and Tongue both hit the floor hard.
I think you can start the second half at this end of the floor. The only time they haven't scored is when they turned it over.
Marshallonis. Forbes at the elbow, attacks and scores. Nice move, Mason Forbes.
Tomorrow, he struggled against Gonzaga, and they've changed it and they've put him in different positions. He's post up there. I think you got to play through him a little bit here and see if you can get a rhythm.
He got him the ball, and he gets another basket. Good call. They're 10 of 11 shooting since halftime. 10 of 11.
Hit me.
Marshall, three is good.
Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully he's just exhausted from carrying the load of the first half.
You could not blame him if he was. Hammond drives against Mahaney and scores. Christian Hammond's done some nice things.
Multi-bid league for a while now, and when BYU left, I think a lot of people were like, well, maybe those years are behind the conference, but with the stellar program that Randy Bennett has had and Mark Few, and the uptick in scheduling for a lot of teams in this conference, in the non-conference.
To the Big 12, which is a 14-team conference, And this year they finished 5th. They finished ahead of Kansas. They finished ahead of Texas. They finished ahead of Oklahoma, TCU.
With essentially the two programs that have been at the top of this conference, the St. Mary's and Gonzaga, the consistency that they've had, because there's been some good BYU teams during that stretch.
Shot clock winding down. Barrett got fouled on the floor as he made his move to the basket. 7-10.
Scouts in the building tonight.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it has to do with this conference and the Pac-12.
It's a great week.
All season long has been their defense. They rebound the ball well. They defend. They play position defense. They try to not allow you to have the opportunity to score in the paint. And they've done this majority of the second half. Mr. Saxon's been sitting on the bench just chilling.
Yeah.
There's not enough possessions probably left in this game for them to come back.
They could score on almost all of them and have a hard time coming from behind. Mahaney found Forbes down low, and Forbes gets another basket, plus a foul.
And he was in the corner. He was in the corner, and they just sagged all the way off and were in the paint the entire game. How do you make him more effective? And he goes, well, we got to move.
Step in that direction.
At times it felt like it was 4-on-5 offensively in Moraga.
Good inbounds play. Hammond to Tilly for the lay-in. After
great players that they've had. Guys that have been lottery picks. Haven't played with the efficiency that Graham Ike has.
Nice block by Forbes. And now away from the ball, they're calling a technical foul. I thought Vern Harris said technical.
What we got going on?
So we got a tax work too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just the frustration. I mean, you got the little elbow and then the push. There's the elbow and then here's the push. And it's just the frustration.
You got this.
I'm just looking at his parents.
Problem. It's hard to play him late in a close game if a foul is a possibility.
Look at this pass. Here's a finish.
Yeah, he's good at that. Now mom can cheer.
Yeah, that's where he's got to stay. And you've got to force Gonzaga to defend you and have to stay committed to defending you. It takes away the opportunity for them to double.
Free throws for Hammond. And get 10 points now. Impressive.
They have talent.
Shot clock winding down. Mahaney against Hammond. Steps back into a three. No. And they're going to call a foul on, I believe, on Tilly, holding Forbes, who's. Come on, Mason. Come on. Oh, he got it. Come on, Mom.
Significant for these players. And we talk about the right to expand. We want to expand the tournament. Listen, Santa Clara right now is playing in an NCAA tournament game. They had to win this game to have a chance. And that, to me, Duke has been quiet. Why not dial it back?
Smiling. The Santa Clara players, I noticed, not smiling much out there.
Doesn't diminish the fact they've won 20 games, 3 consecutive years. First time that's happened since 1985 for Santa Clara.
Yeah. The Steve Nash era. I mean, they had player of the year of the conference, first team all WCC, Mitchell Saxon.
The back line of their defense. Well, this team is going to go as far, historically good. But if he can shoot 45% from 3 and hit a couple per game, that just opens up everything for the Gales offensively.
Luke Barrett. No. Forbes with the tip in. It's been his game in a lot of ways. He and Dukas for St. Mary's. Look, we got a lot of hardcore college hoops fans who are watching, but it's a time of year where everybody starts to pay attention. And if you're a fan of a team and you haven't seen St. Mary's, come Selection Sunday, even without Josh Jefferson, who's one of their best players, I don't think you want to see the Gales as your matchup early in the tournament. Marcialonis goes all the way and lays it in.
I agree with you.
They are a pain in the rear to play.
And their defense travels. That's what. How do you win every single game you play in true road games?
Barrett has been a big part of this game for St. Mary's, even though he hadn't shot the ball well.
But when you're 7 of 10, is there really something too deep?
No, I was all for it.
Barrett, by the way, 7 rebounds.
Forbes lays it in. Nice pass from Mahaney. Timeout.
Alex Dukas is like, really, Dave?
I'm just saying. Hammond hits the three. Christian Hammond, he's been a bright spot. Randy Bennett's got the bench group in now to finish out the game.
I think number 2, Jordan Ross, he's going to be a very, very good player for St. Mary's moving forward.
How about Randy's son laying it in? That's pretty cool. The coach's kid.
Seen a couple of those moments this year. Tom Izzo's son.
Yeah. This one maybe not quite as emotional on senior day. Still, that was pretty cool for Cade Bennett. Shot clock is off. I don't think the Gales would want to just let the final seconds tick off.
Great win for St. Mary's. They came here with a business mentality. Santa Clara was trying to fight, and they showed some good fight in the first half, but St. Mary's just wore them out in the second half. Hayden Mahaney got going. It was Alex Dukas that carried the way in the first half. Mason Forbes got going. Augustus Marshall-Lonis got going. They got talented pieces. They got players that can make plays, and they defend and they rebound really, really well.